Yes, lads, what's going on? Speci here. Deck builder video today. ALZUR in Syndicate. Why Syndicate? Well, you've got Gord. He's a mage. You want to play spells. Gord likes playing spells. I love a bit of Syndicate action, and I think you can be super creative with this. I've had a lot of fun with this deck builder. Loads of different ideas, including, which isn't in this deck, the Greater Brothers, Vladimir, and Becca's combo I so dearly love, because Becca's being a spell lends itself potentially nicely. If you would like to see that as a video, please let me know. Today though, we can't quite fit this combo in, but we have gone down a route of including Hyperthin within this. You might be wondering what on earth this Unicorn is doing in the deck. I absolutely love this card. It's called the Unicorn, nothing else. I'm not going to attempt anything else. And the reason this card is in the deck is it's a great way of playing ALZUR in round 1 and 2, if we want to. Because we play this card front row and it's going to summon our ALZUR out, as it is our highest provision unit. Why is that good? Well, it's also going to thin our opponent's highest provision gold card from their deck, which can be outrageously good. You can get things like the evolving card, so Usurper, you can get Herald, you could even get like an Igni or a Uridin. There are some bad cards. You can pull like an Old Spear Tip, but who uses Old Spear Tip? A Forest Protector you might get. There's loads of really, really good things. You could also fight like a Detlef's Eye Vampire, like there's the occasional time where, you know, it feels pretty bad. But again, at least it's not there for round 3. That is the main thing. And the Hyperthin payoff is because you have the main man Penance down in at 12. And obviously you've got Gord as well. So what this means is you've got a huge potential round 3 finishers with Yennefer, Triss, Gord. And something really cute about this Unicorn play, we don't always want to play Unicorn into ALZUR. We might want to try and save ALZUR for round 3. And the Unicorn is then going to be super awkward, it seems. However, the beauty of this deck we're playing is we're going to thin all our cards really consistently below 6 provisions or unit cards. So what that means is we can very consistently, after we've used Triss, after we've used Yen, we can play this Unicorn in the back row. That's right, the back row, to play the lowest provision cost unit, and it's going to summon in this Penance in at 12 points. And this deck's not got that many Fire Swans, so you wouldn't be able to play him in at 12 points anyway. So really, really cool. Now, the thinning's going to be really important, and I have had to cut a few cards in order to fit in more consistency. For example, I've come to the conclusion that we just have to use the Defender. I've not used this card once yet, but I've been sort of theory crafting this card has to go in the deck. Now, one option is you kick Triss, but then if you're kicking Triss, like, is it really worth playing Hyperthin if you've literally got like one kind of payoff card for Hyperthin? Probably not. It's probably not. So I think the Triss is really important. She is finding me a lot of value. So the card I've cut is actually Novigradian Justice, because we felt like when playing the deck, we were able to thin the deck sufficiently and sometimes over thin. It does mean there's going to be a tiny bit of inconsistency potentially, but honestly, it was so consistent before that we felt we could remove a thinning card, and I decided Justice is the card to remove just because it's so many provisions, and it also shoehorns us in to playing this Crown Splitter Thug, because we are playing a Portal deck. Portal with a Nero, obviously a Nero working really nicely with ALZUR for sure, and Portal plus a Nero is a really nice combo because you can port a Nero for your Portal pretty consistently. And a lot of the cards you usually see in these Portal decks are things like Mutants, and then you play Assaults or the Bare Knuckle Brawlers. In our deck, it's actually the Eternal Fire Priests. And the reason for this is we just want to use our Portal alongside our triple leader charge, because we play Portal plus leader, and these are instantly at 7 points already, and they're not going to get that much bigger, but they also synergize with ALZUR, which is really, really cool. So every time you spawn a unit, they're going to boost themselves by 1. What you need to bear in mind with this card is when you play a Congregation, you might think it's going to buff by 3. It's not. It's going to buff by 1, because whenever you spawn 1 or more units to the battlefield, boost yourself by 1. So every time you spawn, it's by 1. So obviously with leader, you're spawning at something 3 separate occasions. So we've got some nice synergy between ALZUR and our Portal, as well as our leader. We also, need to consider why Congregate, why not a different leader? Well, the reason is, obviously we're a Gord deck because we're wanting to play spells, and all these other leaders just tie you in so much to playing coins, and we just don't have that luxury in Gord Syndicate decks. But what on earth is the leader for? Well, okay, we get a little bit of value with our Portal, but we're also going to want to include Mr. Senior. Senior, just sort of a iconic card in these Congregate lists for if you win round 1, you just go all in with your senior, you spam some crime cards, and if your opponent cannot answer your senior, it does really well. This is another reason Defender is a really tempting option in this list, because otherwise Senior's just super lackluster. If one of your cut-ups get removed, it does feel below average. So Senior's in the deck, that's how we're going to spend the 3 coins we gain with our leader. Obviously our ALZUR, hopefully able to protect him as well. Really pretty decent if you can get it to work. So let's talk spells as well, and other thinning cards. So spells, you're going to want some cheap spells. We've already got the Anero. We're just going to want to put double Pact in for sure. Pact, solid cards, 6 points. You know, nothing too spectacular, but it does a job. And we're going to whack in a couple of Thunders as well. Same thing, just a bit of control. Can't really complain. Added to that, obviously, we need quite a lot of more special cards. We are a Gore deck, and our Triss and Yen benefit from not having many units in the deck, because the more specials you have, the higher chance that the random unit is going to be your penance. You don't need to thin to 0, you just need to thin to 1 unit. So we're going to whack in a couple of bloody good funds. Another way you can spend like leader coins, if you're don't have a senior handy, you can invest a leader charge for a 5 removal play, pretty nice. And I think assaults are probably going to be in there, at least 1, but that's not essential. That's just going to be depending on the rest of what we've got. Excommunication, another thinning tool, synergizes fantastically with Mr. Senior here as well. Just a really, really nice option to have. And what else? Well, we've got 3 units, and we are going to include the Casino Bouncers as another thinning tool. Cheap, out of the deck, still means Penance is going to be the lowest unit after Portal and playing Casino Bouncers for a back row unicorn. We've got just 13 provisions left with 2 units remaining, and we are going to want a little bit more thinning. And let's look at our options. Well, we could go for like a Knickers, we could go for, bear in mind, Justice. We would not be able to use a Crown Splitter Thug because that's going to ruin our Portal, so we would need a 5 provision. So Justice is like a 15 provision package, so we're too short of that. Well, the guy that really does jump out, not a marching orders particularly, it's more just the man Furco. He does a decent job of just playing some of these crime cards, and we're already using them, so why not? So Furco into Exco is going to be a nice thinning play. We have 5 provisions left where we can use either a spell or a crime card. So I think Artifact Compression is kind of interesting. It's a tool punish, which don't exactly have in an abundance. It's a spell and also a lock. We could meme it up and go for Wheel of Fortune, which obviously we're going to be putting in Wheel of Fortune. But you also might want to go for a Payday or something of that nature too. So I would recommend Payday, Artifact Compression, or if you're like me and you just, like risking it for a biscuit, go for a Wheel of Fortune. Why not? It does synergize with your senior. And I think we probably do have enough spells with Double Pack, Double Thunder anyway. So I'm going for the wheel. I'm a big fan of the card. And in terms of a stratagem, I'm going for the Magic Lamp, simply because it can give us a packed option. I think it's just a nice option to have. You could be tempted to go for a tactical advantage because you can buff things like your Congregate. But I think just having an option for your pact is nice. Let's play the deck. Again, Brothers could be a motive, but hopefully you enjoyed the description. I'm going to play 1 game with this particular list. And I've also got some gameplay using like slightly different versions that were using Justice. And they were sort of like my first games with the deck. So I'm going to play 1 with this version. Wasn't actually planning on, but I'm just an itch now. Got a bit of an itch. I've not done one of these deck guides in a while. So strapped for time. Finding it really difficult to find time to play, unfortunately, at the moment. But it is what it is. I've got a move coming up in a couple of months where I'm going to have quite a bit more time off. So yeah, just try and use my weekends to get some content for you guys. And obviously very excited for the expansion too. So mulligans, they're going to be very important when you're playing a hyper thin deck because you do not want to break. So obviously this is a portal target. Obviously Penance we want in the deck. And ALZUR could be an option for our Unicorn as well because that's going to thin. So ideally we're going to kick ALZUR, we're going to kick Penance, but we're definitely going to focus first on this Priest. So Priest can go first. Priest can go second. We're still not braked our Casino Bouncers, but let's just risk. We don't have access to Portal. Let's kick the Penance. Find a Wheel of Fortune. So it'll be interesting to see how our thinning does now that we don't have the Justice. So 1 less thinning card. We will just have to wait and see. We've got the Casino Bouncers to lead. And again, like, the defender's just going to be really important for ALZUR because he just gets clapped in so many matchups in this game currently. So a little bit sad. We have got the excommunication potentially with Furco as well to try and find Portal. But we don't really have a good target for it. And we're not going to want a leader. So, wait. I didn't put congregations in, did I? So, oh, I did. Cool. Good. So, let's just bloody good fun this. We would have liked a like an assault, which we're not using currently. Maybe you don't want double congregation. You could make an argument you don't even want congregations. You could just run assaults. I know that your portal synergizes with them, but I mean, assault, more removal is always a good thing, I think, honestly. With this sort of deck, like if we can remove engines, it does give us something to work with, because at times it does feel like you're just sort of, you haven't got that much to work with at times. Let us try and pact here and dip. I don't love it, but I mean, we've got no thinning apart from the Furco, which Furco can't really brick either, so he's not really thinning we need to get rid of. Let's try our luck at this and just getting out. I think this deck's going to be much better going second. We don't have the portal where we can just tempo ahead, but if you're going second, do not be afraid of just committing your portal, your leader charges, and your senior to win round 1, because that's going to give you last say and like a lot of round control. Round control super important in this meta against like your Squirtle decks, etc. So definitely don't be afraid of that. But obviously, if you're going first, you're not going to want to invest full leader if you're going first. That is for sure. You can invest leader and win on even though. It's a different ball game really. It's a really slow tempo play from our opponent. We could, you know, reply with a bit of removal, which could, of course, result in us getting bricking our opponent's cards. But I think I'm just going to try and keep our removal against an engine deck. Honestly, passing just seems like a disaster. Don't I just lose if we pass? Yes, especially you probably do just lose if you pass. You probably just lose if you pass, mate. I'm going to do it anyway. I think this is not an ideal matchup, not going to lie. Shield Wall, if they've got Vicegotta, is just kind of GG. And this is what I'm saying. With this deck, you can't fit in the cards like your Heat Waves, etc., right? That you're really going to want in meta decks. So, it is what it is. Well, this deck is certainly not tier 1 by anything of that nature, but it is a lot of fun. It is a shame we can't fit the brothers in, but maybe we try that vibe as well instead of the hyper thin. Definitely want to use this unicorn in some mill as well. Some mill as ALZUR could be kind of fun, not gonna lie. Assault comes in, that's great news for us, really. Probably on like on a marine. Just gonna thin this out. I mean, it's a lot of points, right? Assault's gone as well, which means like if our opponent tries to bleed us and we manage to, you know, the assault goes down, it's not going back for round 3. So we'll take that. I think if we had a card like a Bloody Good Fun to play off Furco, we probably would have gone for it. Now this is where we're scared of just bricking, right? We finally a Nero, thank goodness. We don't want to brick, right? So we probably just hold fire here. Yeah, I think we just have to stop. So already our unicorn, once we play Portal, is going to be playing Penance, which is pretty nice. We're going to probably want to thin out our excommunication with Furco. But this is what we're scared of, right? Very little we can do about this. And we would have loved access to ALZUR or something like that, but alas. Like, honestly, this is kind of, you could say, especially this plays trash, and like, you're kind of correct, but like, my opponent's just going for it, right? We already know this. There's no point of trying to pretend it's not happening. So now our senior comes in, and hopefully we're skilled enough to snipe this Vicegot. Obviously, we would have liked Defender to be down and in the mix, but alas, it is what it is. I think you can certainly see the argument for assaults over these, like, and the portal's okay. it does a job, right? Like, this is a tough situation, but we are 20 points ahead already, and like we've only played 2 cards here, so you can't really argue with it. What is opponent going to do? Surely they've committed Vice of God, so they're in the round, they're invested. They're here to play. Shield comes in. We can't actually do anything about this, unfortunately. Unless we end up... there's nothing we really can do here. But we're going to go for the Exco here. ALZUR would be lovely. ALZUR would be so good. Oh, that is so good. Let's go. ALZUR synergy with the priest as well. So ALZUR straight in the deck instead of Justice and just does a job already. And I think you can clearly see as well, like, we should be fine in terms of thinning. We still got a Neuromancy to come as well. So we just basically need to draw either of these cards. Mulligan our ALZUR. We could thin that with Unicorn. And then we can Nero for Triss, right? So we should be fine as long as we draw one of these 2 cards. Wow. Okay. Sure, mate. You do you. And actually uses this already. So let us try our Wheel of Fortune. What are we going to get? And Vicecotta's gone. Let's go. The wheel itself didn't do much, but the cut-up lackeys sniped the Vicecotta. Oh, you just love to see it, mate. And we go up a card. Somehow. Opponent had a stinker, let's be honest. Obviously, that's the danger. Maybe my pass round 1 was too early there. Like, we wouldn't have minded committing full leader if they're at 6 cards straight away, but committing full leader when they're at 8 cards is very sketch. So we do find the Unicorn. We just need to miss Penance. We're going to mulligan ALZUR because we want to thin this card out of our deck. Is that true? No, we can keep this, right? We play a Nero for Triss, which means Penance comes into our hand. And then we can use Unicorn back row for Penance. Beautiful. So you can see the flexibility of the Unicorn. You can play it early for ALZUR, or if you thin enough, and you can see we're not missing the Justice too. Now we can just a Nero for Triss, which gives us Penance, and then we can back row this Unicorn here, and it's gonna be real nice. I'm kind of tempted to just ditch these and go double assault, but I mean the proactivity is nice here as well, so maybe not. Try our hand. Obviously, already invested our defender, so not expecting this man to stick, unfortunately. This is the downside of him in these kinds of decks. Not that he would really be surviving much against Shield Wall, but still. Rip. So, I mean, it's nice to have the proactivity in these cards. Although it's only 4 points. Isn't ideal. I will have to be honest, not ideal. Thunder coming in clutch. Adios. And we obviously don't have a good way of removing shield, so this should be like one of our worst matchups. But we're hanging on in there. 3 points behind. Obviously, opponent still has leader. And Varaxis on Iron Sace is very scary. I will not deny it. It's very, very scary. Anna comes in. Is this going to be shielded? Most likely it will be. Not. Okay. So we need to Triss before we end, right? Because we need to thin the Triss out. Unless we just are happy dealing 3 damage. Oh, sorry, boosted by 3 though. So if we could remove the shield here, we do have a big play. Gord obviously is going to play for 1 less point, but we want to try and hold on to our Triss for a minute here. Let's just Gord now. Unfortunately, I think I know what's happening, which is Mr. Varaxis is going to rip us to pieces. Now, what would be hilarious if our opponent greeds Varaxis, plays it back row, is then we can Triss to remove it, because our opponent's not going to see the hyper thin coming, right? They're not going to see this last 3 cards coming. So we've got Triss into Penance, Yennefer into Penance, unicorn into penance. So we're maximizing that penance value. Okay, in comes a siege support. We are left with little choice but to remove this geezer. It's a pretty nice target as things go. Obviously, if the card, the ALZUR, was 1 point more, then this shield would have been gone. We could have removed that. Would have been even better. Because this is, you know, this Phyrexis is huge. So Yennefer, 15 points on her. And then the Unicorn, we'll have to wait and see. Oh, no. Is this going to get shielded anyway, though? Surely it does, right? Uh-oh. Oh, we had to remove it because it would have been sealed, right? Okay, we're 11 points to the good. Once this War Elephant comes in, though, it's 3 points plus leader. It's going to be close. I think it's probably a loss, though, with the Phyrexis is so many points. And they drew everything. They drew everything, man. How can you beat a Devotion LR deck that draws everything? Oh, this is tough. This is so sad. 17 points behind. And they get a Trident. So this was a 12-point unicorn. Never mind. Hi-ho. You can't win them all, but hopefully you see the fun of the deck, right? I think this version of it is pretty reasonable to go for the Defender. I don't think you need the Justice. You might definitely want to experiment with the Greater Brothers combo, but I think the Hyper Thin payoff is just there. It was unfortunate. I think, again, it's better going second. I am going to leave it there, but I'm going to show you some games of a super similar list. And if you would like me to play some more of this deck, yeah, let me know. If you'd like to see me play some Greater Brothers, sort of similar version, let me know. What other decks would you like to see me play? What other ALZUR decks would you like to see me play? Sorry about the lack of quality content recently. Hopefully this video makes up for it a little bit. I just don't normally have time for this, unfortunately, but you know, I'll try and use my weekends a little bit better to record some videos like this for the week ahead, and obviously new expansion coming soon. So enjoy the rest of the video. What would you like to see next? I'm going to have card reviews come in. I've got a Gwent League match probably around the time this video is going live. I'll be about to play that, so look out for that too if that floats your boat. And yeah, thanks for watching. Adios. We need to try and win round 1. There's a 4-seeder out round 2 because otherwise ALZUR's just getting stolen. Have we got any bricks? No. Do we want a unicorn round 1? Maybe we do still. I think we just have to... we've got only 1, 2 spells. So. I've got 3 spells. We could go for it, chat. We could go for it. Kick the 12. That's true. Could have kicked the 12. I should have kicked the 12 over gold, right? You're correct. That was a misplay. Never mind. Oops. Could come back to bite us. We'll see. So, we need to make a decision. Triss Premium? Bog, I'm going to have to refund you, mate. I'm going to delete that. I'm sorry. I need to save up my powder for the new expansion. I think. Maybe. I don't know. Legendary cards cost too much. Legendary cards cost so much to craft. Okay. No, I'll do it. Why this stratagem? Because I can use Pact on it, was my logic. This was my thinking. This is a pain. This is a real pain. Should have played this here as well. Oh, okay, I can play ALZUR here. Assassination is going to kill us, though, isn't it? Oh, wait, this is fine. I didn't realise I had a bloody good fun. So I wanted to save this for ALZUR, although he's probably just going to die. Can we play the unicorn here? Oh, no. Can you not? Maybe we're just supposed to thunder this still. Because, I mean, is ALZUR really going to stick anyway? Doubtful. If our opponent uses the charge, though, then probably just... I'm just going to thunder this. We didn't lose anything by not doing it straight away. Idea for channel points, impressions? Yeah, I think that could be a motive, actually. I need to give the channel a little bit of a revamp. I've just been a bit swamped. It's like the last thing I'm thinking of doing is revamping my Twitch rewards and stuff, honestly, which I should be. So the latest on my move as well is, looks like it's going ahead. I'm going to move in January. Yo, what's up, Antonio? Incredible synergy with our portal. Just quality stuff in it. Wait, what? It's just 2 squirrels, mate. Should we be cheeky? No. Don't forget. Right, guys. Think about it, right? You're saying that I don't have synergy. Look at this card. What does it say? Spawn. Right? Look at my leader ability, yeah? Spawn. So, if I portal round 2, these are already at 7 each off leader. That's actually broken. It's not broken, but it's much better than mutants or any other portal targets, for sure. Definitely should have kicked this, though. Think we'll need another big boy. I think we should thin enough where we should be fine. Do you want to protect ALZUR's round 1? No, because maybe. Yeah. I think. I don't know. Everyone, Antonio and Musubi as well. Wagwan fams. Antonio's still a sub as well. One absolute G unit. Respect, bro. Thank you. Yeah, I'm moving to Bristol. I mean, it's still not actually done. It's just the plan. But yeah. I mean, our opponent's going to pass, right? What is my top provision card? Furco. Don't feel great about playing Furco willy-nilly, unfortunately. Should we just keep this hand? Still need the senior, the gourd. Okay. We're nearer for congregation. Agreed. If I played this wrong, I guess I could X-code this round as well. I was supposed to keep the congregation, right, for more points on gourd. Because we can Nero into bloody good fun and it still goes off, I'm pretty sure. Right? We're not going to do it because there's no reason to now. What's the worst case? Ah, it's fine. We risk it. Yeah, I could have played Furco, I guess. Almost. Just for some more gourd points, right? ALZUR needs to go back in the deck. Ah, you see, that is where you're wrong, my friend. That is where you are wrong. So it's senior, the crown splitter. So we just need to find. Yeah, cool. As long as we didn't hit this and this, we were fine there. So it looks. This is where like you're like, oh no, the unicorn, we're screwed. But no, Unicorn is playing Penance. So we use our hyper thin cards. We've obviously played Gord through a Nero. Loving my proactivity here. Really solid stuff. I mean, we just need a reason for our leader, right? Like, otherwise our leader's just so bad. I'm not loving the senior, but it's okay. It's better than not having it.
Onward to be showered with imperial gold.
Wrong. Grave error. I mean, against Jason Summer himself. Better make a good impression. I thought you were complimenting my Eredin impersonation. I was feeling pretty gassed. So, obviously, if we could play our Gord earlier, I shouldn't have Mulligan Gord back, right? That's the issue. We could Triss this, which actually would be huge. But I missed Mulligan round 1 by Mulliganing Gord, right? So I could go Justice and then Triss. I'd be feeling much better about life. Wrong. Rude. Error. It's a bit rude, isn't it? Not particularly surprised, I'll be honest. ALZUR is so bad. I don't think I've actually got ALZUR to work more than once. Just died every time. Oh no, ALZUR. Not like this, lad. Fine. This is good. He actually did do... I mean, he ate, you know. He's going to stop these getting destroyed, I suppose. Is something. Uh-oh. I've walked into this one. Uh-oh. Gettios. Uh-oh. Oh no. Don't do it, please. Yo, Gascon, what's up, man? I hope you're well. I'm really glad it hit the armor. I could have gone for Senior, mate. Senior would have been the motive. Triss value. Oh no, we're not even... Yeah, Triss value is fine. We should ping this first. Right, guys. Is this a dub or is this just a big fat loss? Look at this finisher. Wow. Ah. Oh no. Sorry, Jason. Ah! Let's have it. Hey, Larry. Uh-oh. I walked into that one too. Rank 1 is the rank of the Ardell tactics. Guys, it's such a vibe to stream this early. So yeah, my plan is January I'm moving to a city. Moving out. Touch wood, fingers crossed. So my current job ends in December now. I find it super difficult to stream with my job. My job is just exhausting. I don't really stop. So, anyway, rather than moving during a lockdown just after Christmas and then starting a brand new job in a brand new city, like full time, full on, I'm going to do some supply work, I think, in January, which means I'm going to be streaming quite a lot. I'm pretty excited. Okay. We can probably risk one mulligan, right? So, how do we play this? I think we just want to... Thanks for following that.
Superb specimen.
I don't really know.
Truly.
We just high roll, right? Easy dub. What is the plan? How much do we want to push? We could just give the round up, right? We play bouncers. We try and hold our Nero, because then our opponent can't bleed us. Kind of risky though. We could obviously play Justice, but like, do we really want to spend Justice or Portal? Just don't, right? Like, we could play bouncers. We kind of just get forced into using a Nero though, right? Which I think is fine. What do we a Nero for though? That is the question. I mean, we could... I was going to say we could a Nero. I just don't know what I'm doing. We can just... Yeah, we can play a Congregation and a bloody good fun, right? Fine. They're just filler cards anyway. We want to try and hold the spells because spells are a bit of a precious commodity. But we could play a Pact. Ravesh, what do you think of this absolute being of a deck? I did unfortunately have to kick the Greater Brothers combo, but like, this card is really this is a good card with ALZUR, right? It has to be. But also the back row unicorn to play Penance is just something you just couldn't make up, mate. So instead of Triss, I had Brothers, Beckers, and Vlod. But now I've got Senior and Triss, which just has to be better. We just need a reason to use this leader. Otherwise, it's like a 6-point leader, essentially. But I also do like this leader with bloody good funds for that extra bit of removal when you need it. The roping game. Gwent, the roping card game. Oh wow, we bought our... Let's just accept defeat. So, the question is... Do we use a Nero or do we use a Pact? We should just use a Pact, right? There's nothing we even really want to play from a Nero. Let's be honest. So... Because if we actually get ALZUR, we could a Nero for Unicorn. Oh no, we could work it out. We'll work it out. So what other decks could we use Unicorn ALZUR in? Mill is the one that's jumping out of me, right? We could try Mill deck. Probably should do that before pro rank. Otherwise, our Nilfgaard just goes to... We go to Mill, the land of Mill, where everyone only plays Mill. Everyone's MMR is so bad, it's only the Mill decks. Oh yeah, Pact's a great card. When this card was revealed, I was super gassed for this card. Because 4 provision specials are inherently really good. As a big Kelly fan, it was one that I was very excited for straight away. Wait, why did I play Pact when I've literally got a bloody good fun and a Congregation? What was that all about? Right, let's just pretend it didn't happen, okay? Cheers. You saw nothing, chat. You saw absolutely nothing. Dreams of using offensive Pact with Kahir, Vincent and Gaunter. Will-O-Wisp. Broken. Will-O-Wisp. Yeah, I'm pretty excited for that plan to just have a bit of time off, kind of. Just a bit more like time to just do my thing, man. Because like normally I'm leaving work at this time, right? And then I'll get home. I'm living with my old man, so like I want to spend some time with him. I eat dinner with him, but like dinner's sort of like I'll be home for like 2 hours, then I eat. Then when dinner's done, I've got 2 hours and it's bedtime. Where like you can't really stream, and certainly making YouTube videos because I'll end up streaming just before I go to bed. But then I don't edit any videos. Whereas if I like streaming this time, as soon as I get in, I don't know. I'm just looking forward to just having some new things going on in my life. Everything's been pretty stale for a while, but yeah, I've enjoyed living at home again. I thought I would like it more. I always hated living at home when I was younger, but it's been calm. Been alright. So, Portal is super good for resisting the bleed now, right? Because we go Portal, we spend leader charges, we're looking hot, and then also senior as well. The Portal is actually solid in this deck, for sure. Foul Shell. And Nero is probably just going to play Urko into Justice, right? Pretty content to thin.
What is this ridiculous noise,
We just play Portal still, right? Or do we just play Justice first and try and hold the Portal for leader? We should probably try and hold the Portal. It's more points, right? We lose out on 2 points. We just accept at least one of these is already dying anyway. So we only lose out on 1 point for this. To go for Justice before Portal. Could argue we're losing out on senior value though as well if our opponent pushes. Well, we don't need to overtake because we're going to spend 2 points. Spending Portal though if our opponent passes just sucks. Whereas spending Justice is fine.
Never a problem. 4 inches of steel. Get your bow-faced baby. Who are you calling us?
I think this is better. Because we always want to play this Justice anyway, because it improves our chances of drawing the cards we need in our hand, which is this. We need 2 of these, nearer the other. So I think we needed to do that. Now if our opponent plays, we Portal, and we don't feel bad about leadering to keep them out of removal range as well, right? Stop stealing my crowns, but a thug from me.
We place our trust in you, eternal flame.
Do we ever not spend full leader here?
Yes, you. Have you made your offering?
Sod it, mate. I'm not sure if it's correct, let's be honest. It's sketchy at best, but we're officially ahead. Let's go. This deck's actually not bad, right? It's a nice portal. Like, you can't really ask for a better portal.
Dare venture into the Morlocham's wood. Tell me why they lie.
Some good banter. It's definitely good enough to get to pro. Say nothing. Okay, now we Exco. What's our worst case Exco? Penance, ALZUR, Gord, not even that bad. Unicorn. Basically, we just want to see a congregation or a pact, right? Ideally, a congregation. We want to save pact. ALZUR, although ALZUR is just admittedly going to die. This isn't draft mode. No. It's not. Yo, Javan. I've been playing Gwent quite a lot this last couple of weeks, just not for long. I have been back playing this last couple of weeks, mainly draft mode though. But yeah, life is very busy. Like, mate, I've still got my coat on. You get me? Like, okay. Honestly, I'm just gonna play the unicorn here. I know it's kind of sketchy, but like, I'm just don't really want to. I'm pretty sure ALZUR's just gonna get murked. This is very debatable if this is correct, but it's showing us the pact anyway. Like, it is what it is. Obviously, we're not getting very good value with just one thunder. It's pretty sad, but never mind. What are the 4p cards here? Trying to recreate with Beckons instead of Furco, and I'm 4p short. We've got Bloody Good Funds. I've got 1 Assault. I've got Congregations and Pact. Wait. Is this a different guy to the last guy? Oh, it's a different guy, right? I thought I was just having flashbacks. So the question is, do we spawn our unit now, or do we... I think we should spawn our unit now, right? Isn't that like the best one? What is better than that? Not much. Look at that synergy as well, by the way. The portal synergy. We need to premium these up. Oh, boo. Imagine playing Masquerade Ball and passing after a thunder. Was I always sporting Vatier facial hair? Is that a good thing? I need to like line my beard. I'm being super lazy with it at the moment. No, we don't actually want the congregation, right? Pretty sure we just don't want it. I'm going first. Oh, it turns out I did want the congregation. Oh wow. Oh, we need to Nero for it anyway, right? Cool. This is the downside of using the unicorn and Nida. And we did. Thanks, Jovan. I appreciate it. That's very kind. That might be the nicest thing that's been said to me all day. Damn, son. Oh. No. Listen to the voice line. There's a voice line, guys. Easter egg time. Oh no, it's just the one that the leader makes. Rip. Now, little fact, all of the token cards have voice lines. I need to upload a YouTube video of that, right? We need to go into a friendly match and play the tokens to hear all the voice lines. Like volunteers have some. Everything has some. What a echo card this is, by the way. That is broken, mate. Actually broken. There's still an invo to be scared of. Oh, let's go, man. My opponent is not ready. It's so sad. My opponent kind of was ready, apparently. Yeah, volunteers have voice lines. You just need to purify them and play them. It's very difficult to do, but they do have voice lines, apparently. This is what I've been told. Right. What do we do? Whatever. I mean... I think this is better. What, Invo is one card? Is there a follow-up poison? Who knows? I'm a little bit nervous. Engine can set up leader. Yeah, that's fair. But, I mean... Get in. Get in there, lad.
There'll be nothing to pick up when I'm done with you.
Maybe I should have played Gord first. Whatever. It's not going to matter, is it? There's different voice lines than the ones you spawn. If you spawn young Dryads with Ethne, for example, you always hear... Oh, right. Volunteers don't have a voice line, though, when you spawn them, right? Back-to-back dubs.